The tribal chief is back, but shocking questions are already swirling about WWE's plans and a possible booking disaster after SummerSlam. Drop a like, subscribe for more, and hit the bell so you never miss a video. The tribal chief has made his return, but the burning question that has set the WWE Universe ablaze is simple. Does WWE even know what to do with him anymore? We're talking about the very man who carried this entire company on his back for over 3 straight years. The man who smashed records, shattered legends, elevated the prestige of championship gold, and headlined nearly every marquee event from WrestleMania to Survivor Series. For over 1,000 days, his aura and dominance redefined what it meant to be a world champion in professional wrestling. Yet here we stand, just days removed from SummerSlam 2025, and the conversation swirling around Roman Reigns is not about his legacy, his dominance, or his next legendary conquest. It's about whether Triple H and the creative machine are desperately scrambling behind the curtain to find a storyline worthy of the tribal chief's name. Because for a man of Roman's magnitude, anything less than legendary feels like a downgrade. We've got all the chatter from the locker room, the reactions exploding across social media, and every juicy bit of drama that could detonate on SmackDown in the coming weeks. So before we break this all down, make sure you smash that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and lock in with us here, because this is where we acknowledge the tribal chief and bring you every untold angle WWE doesn't want you to forget. Another SummerSlam, another Roman Reigns return. It feels almost like a tradition at this point. If you've followed WWE for even a short time, you know the script. Roman disappears after WrestleMania. The company teases a dramatic comeback. Rumors swirl online, and then suddenly he storms back into the spotlight, and the crowd loses its collective mind. That script has played out before. Remember last year in 2024, when Reigns made his thunderous return after months away, laying Solo Sikoa out cold with a Superman punch heard around the world, igniting yet another chapter in the Bloodline's Civil War saga? That moment felt fresh, shocking, and personal. But this time, the return carried a different energy. This year, Roman reemerged earlier than expected, showing up 2 weeks before SummerSlam on WWE Raw, and even stepping back into the ring for a marquee tag match at the pay-per-view itself. On the surface, it looked like WWE was pulling out all the stops. The pyro, the slow, deliberate entrance, Paul Heyman lurking ominously at his side. Everything screamed spectacle. And yet, despite the fireworks, despite the headlines, something feels off. The truth is, Roman Reigns is not just another WWE superstar. He's the superstar of this modern era. He's the guy who can silence a packed arena with nothing but a stare, the man who commands respect and forces acknowledgement before even uttering a word. From August 2020 through WrestleMania 40, Roman's iron-fisted rule as undisputed Universal Champion lasted an astronomical 1,316 days. That number alone cements his legacy in history. He stood toe-to-toe with legends like Brock Lesnar, Seth Rollins, Edge, John Cena, and The Rock. He destroyed up-and-coming stars who dared step in his path, and he was the central figure in the most compelling long-term WWE story arc in decades, the Bloodline Saga, a generational war of loyalty, betrayal, and family legacy. But now in August 2025, even after the confetti fell at SummerSlam, the energy surrounding his return feels strangely muted. Fans acknowledge him, but they're also asking what's next. The big SummerSlam tag match where Roman teamed up with Jey Uso to defeat Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker should have felt monumental. And while the in-ring action delivered, the feud itself felt oddly manufactured, lacking that raw emotional fire that defined Roman's battles with his family. The Bloodline Saga worked because it wasn't just about matches. It was about betrayal, heritage, leadership, and the crumbling of a dynasty. But now, facing Reed and Breaker, 2 stars with immense talent but little personal connection to Reigns' history, the feud seems like filler. The atmosphere was there, but the stakes weren't. And for a man like Roman Reigns, filler feuds are the fastest way to dull his aura. That leads us to the harsh reality. Booking Roman Reigns in 2025 is one of the toughest jobs in wrestling. When you've already climbed every mountain, toppled every giant, and main event every stadium, the question becomes, who is left? He's battled Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens, Brock Lesnar, even squared off with The Rock in dream encounters. The list of credible challengers feels exhausted. Reports suggest Triple H and WWE's creative team are split in two directions. On one hand, they're considering throwing Reigns back into another blockbuster feud with a proven draw like Brock Lesnar or even CM Punk, a part-time spectacle guaranteed to bring money, but not necessarily freshness. On the other hand, there's the more ambitious route, building up a new generation star like Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams, or even someone like Gunther, and using Reigns as the final boss to elevate them. But that path requires patience, long-term storytelling, and months of careful planning. And the clock is ticking. Every week Roman appears on television without a storyline that feels must-watch is a wasted opportunity. Social media has been roaring since SummerSlam, and for once, the fanbase feels united. Roman deserves something bigger. On Twitter, or X as some now call it, fantasy booking threads have exploded. Fans want Roman versus Gunther in a clash of titans, Roman versus a returning Randy Orton in a battle of legacies, or even Roman versus Brock Lesnar one more time to close the chapter. Some dreamers have suggested the nuclear option, reforming the Shield, even temporarily, to combat the chaos caused by Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman's new alliance. That's the kind of shock that would ignite the WWE landscape instantly. But the longer WWE hesitates, the more this energy risks fizzling out. And then there's Paul Heyman, the wild card in all this. Once the loyal wise man of the bloodline, Heyman has now thrown his lot in with Seth Rollins, Bronson Reed, and Braun Breaker, creating a faction that already feels like a looming threat. If there's one thing Roman doesn't tolerate, it's betrayal. Heyman aligning with Rollins isn't just business, it's deeply personal, going back over a decade of intertwined history between Rollins, Roman, and their shared legacy in the Shield. This feud is sitting right in front of WWE. It's personal, dramatic, and historically rich. Fans are practically begging for it. And yet, so far WWE has only teased it, subtle looks, quiet betrayals, but no direct confrontation. Imagine the story if Triple H went all in, Roman slowly plotting revenge, biding his time, maybe even reluctantly teaming with Brock Lesnar, another man betrayed by Heyman, to dismantle Rollins' empire piece by piece. That is money. That is drama. That is the kind of story that could carry WWE through Survivor Series and into WrestleMania season with nuclear heat. Meanwhile, WWE is in a fascinating position in 2025. CM Punk has returned, Cody Rhodes remains the top babyface, carrying his own torch of destiny, and younger stars like Hayes, Williams, and Breaker are breaking through.